Hello, all you pirates and samurai out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you with another One Piece chapter review. This time, it's chapter 928, and depending on where you're reading from, it might be Komurasaki the Courtesan appears, or with the official Shonen Jump release, it might be introducing Komurasaki the Oiran. The cover page shows Frankie in a, superhero outfit doing his classic super pose to a audience of little animal children eating up his display. This is a request from Fire Yamamoto. Very nice, very cute. But we pick up in Udon in the land of Wano, where the stone quarry is, where we see old man Hio, just bowing his head to Luffy as thanks for his previous taking down of the warden. Well, not so much taking down, just kind of sneakily getting old man Hio out of harm's way. And Luffy, being the generous person that he is, knowing that old man Hio is a little too frail to be able to keep up in this place, hands him a whole stack of, mochi tickets. That way he'd be able to actually, keep his strength up for as long as possible. And he says he'll use it sparingly. We also see Raizo stealthily infiltrating the prison. He must be a pretty good ninja because, I almost didn't notice him in that first panel he shows up in. I had to do a double take because it was so casual the way he got in there. But, he pops in, talks to Luffy about the fact that he's trying to get the keys for the sea-sewn cuffs that Luffy has, but it's in a sea-sewn prism box, so it's gonna take Raizo a little bit of time since he is a devil fruit user on top of everything else. And so Raizo does his ninja vanish and pieces out, only for Karibo to show up, kind of trying to get in on Luffy's good graces for the dumplings, the kibidango, which Luffy's just like, no, work for it yourself, because Caribou's not the strongest dude around, but he's no weakling. He's just like, work for your food, man. But, Caribou's trying his best in order to suck up to Luffy because he knows that Luffy's planning an escape and all this good stuff. And Luffy's just like, if you want help getting out of here so badly, team up with freaking Kid or something. Get out of here. But Karibo doesn't really want anything to do with Kid, and that's because of his reputation, which, Luffy's is just as bad, all things considered, but we even get a little bit of info from Karibo that it's just like, he tried to mess with Big Mom and got his arm ripped off and ran away as a disgrace, so Kid isn't seen as the most strongest, most confrontational guy around because of that. Only for, Kid to come in and be like, hold up. Let me set the record straight. I didn't get this wound from Big Mom. Hell, I never even tried to go after her head. I jacked some of her shit, struck down, injured one of her generals, which I think that might be talking about Cracker and that big scar that he has going across the side of his face. That might very well be it. And, he took something from her and he pieced the hell out of there. So, which makes sense, because honestly, none of the supernovas are on the level to take down a friggin' Yonko. Maybe do some damage to, one of the commanders, which we've seen with Uro, and even Kid has been able to go toe-to-toe with, one of the high-ranking commanders of a Yonko. This is a good way of showing that a lot of the supernovas are on kind of equal footing, for at least, because like a Rogue could take down a commander of a Yonko, Kid was able to injure a commander of a Yonko, Luffy took down a Yonko commander. It's just like, there's a little bit of that even footing, though, it's obvious they all struggled with that. But of all things, Kid says that he lost his arm because of a run-in with the red-haired pirates, who has this ongoing vendetta of wanting to take them down. So he already tried to mess with the red-haired pirates, and he lost a limb in the effort. Oh man, that's the most we've ever really heard about something with the red-haired pirate, because aside from that one time they took down this horde of bandits with as few men as possible, or when they rolled up into Marineford to stop the war, we never really hear anything about the red-haired pirates. And the fact that a rumor has gone around that a Kid lost his arm to a run-in with the Big Mom pirates instead of the red-haired pirates shows that the red-haired pirates keep things way on the down low. They don't get really involved with too many things. We end this little segment with Luffy and Kid just saying, no, the one who will take down this bastard Kaido and gain some notoriety from it is me. So, that ongoing rivalry between those two, which I actually really love, because we don't see enough of that with Luffy. Him having an out-and-out rival, someone he's trying to compete against. I always wondered who would really classify as Luffy's, Sasuke or, Vegeta or something like that. But Kid, he very much fits that mold, and I will be all too happy to see more of him. But then we cut back to the Flower Capital, where Lady Komurasaki is walking through the streets with her procession, and we actually end up having all these thuggish looking guys on the road who are looking to outright murder Komurasaki because of some wrong they feel that she's done to them, and they go on the attack only to be strucken down by Komurasaki's bodyguards. And we get this flashback by one of the guys, this kind of high to do lord, or some wealthy guy, more or less, where Komurasaki's just with tears in her eyes. It's just, I don't want to be with Orochi, I don't want to be his plaything, which, something that I had mistakenly said with a previous chapter, where I'm just like, well, it seems like Komurasaki is more like a superstar here, whereas, a normal courtesan is more of an actual prostitute, more or less. A high-class prostitute. That is kind of turned on its head a little bit. Well, at least for me, because as it turns out, yes, she is very much a lady of the night. And she's like, I'm just like, whoa, whoa, I wasn't actually expecting him to just come right out and say that that's what she really is. But, in truth, yes, she is in fact the highest caliber of prostitutes around. But, Japanese culture treats it as a very different thing, whereas it's treated in America. It's just like you never see something like that in terms of an American standing, whereas like a prostitute is seen as this, glamorous thing. But, she talks with this old man, tries to get him, Bing Hao, that's his name, and he says, like, I'll sell what I need to, gather all this money, and you'll keep it, so that way I'll be able to buy you outright, and we'll go out and live together. So he, goes out from his family, his health starts declining, he sells his house, sells off all this stuff in order to buy her, only for the promised day to come where he'd take her away from the brothel. And ultimately, he comes in and it's just like, I've come to get you, Komurasaki. And the entire place just starts laughing at him. Everyone just starts mocking him in there. And when Komurasaki comes out, it's just like, well, you said all the money was for me, right? So I've already spent it all. Sorry. And, that's the end of it. She played him. I ain't saying that she was a gold digger, but she wasn't looking for no broke dude. You know what I'm saying? And we even see her together with boss Kyoshiro. So, she's just playing around with everyone. Treating them like they're less than trash. And because he has nothing, he and all these other guys who have been scammed over out of all their money, end up being pretty much kicked out of the flower capital because, people who have nothing aren't worthy of being in the capital city. And, I'm going to say it right here and now. She does look cute and all that, but Boa Hancock, 10 times was good. She might be the most beautiful in Wano, Boa Hancock most beautiful in the world, okay? But, she's on these long stilts, but that's just because, she's trying not to dirty herself with the common ravel and the messiness of the outside world. She is only to be touched with those who can pay. And she even highlights her personality and everything she's done to this man by saying that she only has scorn for the poor man, and all these three men who have just been taken for all that they were worth just cry out as they're being pushed out of the flower capital, saying that, the outskirts of the city, that's no way to live, have mercy. So, Lady Hiyori, Komurasaki is obviously just not a good person, obviously. And maybe she and Orochi deserve each other. However, we get a little bit of a kink in the works as I feel that a lot of speculation has been proven true, but it doesn't feel like they're really trying too hard to hide it, because this little segment, it feels like Oda just outright being like, it's exactly what you think it is, where we have Momosuke talking with Tama, which, I was waiting to see these two kind of hang out together, because it's like, they're two young kids who, are very indebted to the Straw Hats and look to Luffy as like a big brother and all that good stuff. But Tama asked Momo about his sister, who he says would be 26, which, Komurasaki very much looks like she's in her mid-20s. And, with him ultimately saying that everyone saw the death of Momo's mother, Toki, but no one knows what happened to Hiyori. So he believes that she might very well be still alive during this time. Thomas just like, that's great, I hope you get to meet her. But, Momo's like, no, that'd be terrible. Because if Orochi were to know who she truly is, he would go after her relentlessly in order to, marry her and actually legitimize his claim to the throne of Wano. It's just, here is the long-lost princess, of the former clan that once ruled Wano, and now she is my wife. This, brings in all the people who were used to side with the other clan and who would have gone with Momo and all that good stuff, and that would have even draw out Momo because he wants to save his sister, which, is going to be a very weird situation because it's just like the age difference now. Momo's not even 10 years old, I think, whereas, Hiyori's in her mid-20s, so it's just like, that's a weird brother-sister relationship right there, considering that one used to be younger. But, I'm very interested to see, if Komurasaki truly is Hiyori, what changed in her to make her this way? I mean, considering the ill reputation the Kosuke clan has gained up at this point, it's not surprising that she might have gone down a darker path as time went on. The daughter of Odin, the, person that no one must speak of ever again and all this good stuff. And they lost their wealth and good standing within society. So, she would have had no choice but to become a very sellout in every way possible in order to survive. But does Orochi know that Komurasaki is Hiyori? Or is he just after her because she's the most beautiful woman in all the land of Wano? And what do you think about the rivalry between Kid and Luffy? What do you think about the fact that it was a run-in with the red hair pirates that caused Kid to actually lose his arm? Like, that's so wild. It's just like, man, Shanks out here doing to dudes what was done to him by a sea king. That is savage right there. But like, tell me your thoughts on the comment section below on any of these points. And if you have something that I didn't bring up, feel free to bring it up in the comment section below. And if you liked what I had to say in this episode, this chapter review, feel free to leave me a like. And if you didn't much care for it, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I'm doing wrong. It'll help me improve for the future. But until then, I will see you guys in the next One Piece chapter review. Thanks for joining me.